We all believe in ourselves.
Meow.
Meow. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Quest Unplayed, where three gamers plus usually a guest talk about everything and anything about games and have fun together. I am George, the co-host of Quest Unplayed, and this quest is joined by Anthony,
Hey everyone.
Zek,
Hello.
and we have another guest, Lynn.
Hi everyone.
Yes, there was a little bit of technical difficulty, but we got it. We finally got it. That's
Well,
good.
Sorry,
this is
guys.
being recorded, so they don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to let them know. But
You're like, we were
They
late
know.
because wait a minute, we were recording.
this podcast is sponsored by Minimap, your ultimate gaming hub and a gaming companion app. You can sync your game accounts, make your own game collection, connect with other gamers in our community, enjoy our original content, and basically do anything and everything on games. And we have this sponsor video. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'll find a way to put that as my notification. I got the Mario coin. I gotta get that better. I'm gonna play this game this weekend.
Minimap, your ultimate gaming hub.
Yes,
Yes, your ultimate gaming hub.
it's your ultimate.
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 So,
It's like frisbee, but ultimate frisbee.
yeah, that's true. So how is everyone doing today?
I'm swell.
Very busy.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. How about you, Lynn?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
So let's switch to playing.
And,
It's all the game news playing.
I know, right? And also, like last weekend, we had Summer Game Fest. We had so many showcases here and there.
Now Steam Next Fest.
Now Steam Next Fest, right? And also, I think I've done some research, and they say about like 2,000 to 3,000 games are submitted to Steam Next Fest, meaning that you
It's
basically have
insanity.
like no time to sleep if you want to play all those games.
There's no way. If somebody did that, I think they'd actually probably die.
Or Valve should actually hire them as like a content creator.
You played all the games?
So Lynn, are you also participating in Steam Next Fest or with your game? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I passed. Yeah,
Yes.
in the June, the Steam Next Fest. It's it began
Yes,
like
it did.
yesterday.
So
Yeah.
could you tell us a little bit about your game and yourself?
Okay. Hello everyone. I am Lane. I'm a full-time indie game developer, and I'm working on my game called Rocket Penguin. So it's a game you can use just like using simple controls, but in a very challenging way. So it's basically you have to like pilot this rocket. Yeah, it's a cute penguins. Yeah, and we have a mod called Expedition mod. So in this mod, you have to try to fly as high as you can. So yeah, it's a very challenging game, and you have some varieties of gameplays like speed runs or like foodie challenges, some other things. Yeah, and I have participated in the Steam Next Fest. this year, and yeah, so welcome everyone to give a try. Yeah, and I'm a solo dev. So basically, I'm doing the code and the art assets, everything except the music. Yeah, that's pretty like it. So thanks for inviting me today.
I think that best
Awesome.
describes it. He says, with basic control, easy control, but then it's very challenging. So I was like, like in the beginning, I
Yeah.
played the demo, and I was like, oh, this is so easy. Like I can just finish this in like 7 minutes. I'm like, and then I go to like next stage. I'm like, dude, stop.
Because it's a penguin game, it's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
What do you mean I got a B?
And then you have to replay that, and then you get like B plus, and I'm like, dude, I gotta get an A. Fuck. And also,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
nice.
it's
Yeah.
like I think like Anthony says, like it's a little bit deceiving. Like, oh, it's a penguin game. Oh, it's cute. It's adorable. It's gonna be easy and cozy. And like, nope, no.
No?
Nope,
You're like,
not at
I mean,
all.
it's cozy-ish. You
Yeah,
know,
but then your
depends on how much you
finger-
want to rage during it. But
yeah, you have
Ah,
to
this
use,
penguin's going places.
yeah, a lot of places too. Thank you for your introduction. We'll dive deeper when we have the companion waypoint about your game and yourself.
Okay.
But before we do, let's take the gamer type quiz that we do. Are you ready?
Okay.
All
Ah,
right.
ready.
First question. It's finally the weekend after a long, tiring week. Do you ask a friend to play a video game together, or do you need to spend quality time alone?
The first one I will probably ask a friend.
What's
Play
the most
together,
recent
yeah.
game that you're playing, or you have been playing?
Recently I've been playing
okay.
Counter-Strike. You know, there's a
Yes.
zombie mode in Counter-Strike. Yeah, I like a zombie mode, Escape. So I usually
Okay,
play with
that's
my friends.
definitely a game that you want to play with your friends.
Yeah.
Next question. The new game that just released isn't your type, but a friend is urging you to play with. It's not your cup of tea, but so you refuse at first, but it would be fun if you played together. Or do you listen to your friend's words and play together right away?
I think
Okay.
the second one. I will give the game a try and to see
Okay.
how the game goes.
Because
Yeah.
usually, like a gamer friend would recommend you a game, and then obviously you would listen to them and play together. That'd be fun. Next question. You are thinking about joining a community with strict terms to get game information. From self introduction to attendance check, that's too much, or it has good game information, so getting ranked up after 3 days is not a problem.
Well, I think
Okay.
the first one.
I
Yeah.
guess there are a lot of different options these days.
Yes.
Before buying a game, do you carefully read over people's reviews, watch a trailer, check the price, or if the game looks interesting, you trust your instinct and make a purchase?
Definitely the first one. I will see the screenshots and the trailers first and decide to play the game
What's
or
the
not.
most recent game you bought?
Uh, I haven't, I haven't bought anything
Okay.
in this year because
Okay.
quite busy.
Busy with development.
Yeah.
Agree, understood. Next question. If someone is watching you play a game from behind, Counter-Strike, it's the perfect opportunity to show your amazing gameplay, or you're actually good at it, but due to the pressure, you are missing skill shots.
Oh,
Okay.
the first one.
You get used to that.
Yeah.
Next question. You're playing a newly released game for the first time. Rather than having regrets later on about missing something, you go over the tutorials, or the game seems to be similar to the one you've played before, so you skip the tutorial.
The second one, I will probably skip this tutorial.
Next question. You are playing a mystery solving game. Based on your years of experience in mystery solving games, that guy is the culprit, or the person looks suspicious, but you need to start collecting evidence first.
Well, I think the first
Okay.
one for
So
me.
you're like an expert
Yeah.
detective then. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. In order to equip the rune that increases defense by 0.01%, you have to return to the lobby. That's not a big difference. And my friends are waiting, so you just go. Or do you wait? Tell them to wait a minute. You go back to the lobby to equip the room.
The
that's
first
not a
one.
big difference. Next question. During gameplay, your companion's character has been bitten by a zombie. You might be able to find the cure, so you decide to accompany them, or everyone in your group can get infected, so you choose to kill them, even though it is tragic.
The
Which one
one.
was it again? First one? Okay. So
The
you're
first
gonna
one.
be
I will try to
okay.
to
Try to
accompany
find
them.
the
Yeah.
cure then. Next question.
Yeah.
Even if you don't express it, you feel like you keep losing because of your friend. Are they not feeling well? You lift up your friend's spirits, or you send them a link to characters, tips and tricks, and suggest their gameplay.
I think I choose the
Go
first one.
lift up their spirits.
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm just kidding.
Is that what you do when you're playing Counter-Strike with your friends? Okay.
Yeah.
Man, Counter-Strike, that's okay.
Yeah, I can't.
You're a really nice Counter-Strike player.
I used to play Counter-Strike when I was really, really young. When I was in when I was
I
a
used to play
teenager.
Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all did.
Yeah, the original one.
We still remember. I remember the lobbies.
Yeah,
when I
me
was like-
too. And I still remember I don't even
Favorite
know
map.
Yeah, the map. You know, they had like this half open door, and they're like staying behind.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Always throw grenades and flashes.
The flashbangs were remember the map that was like the snow tunnels? And it was like a snow wall here, path here, and then it was like really tiny.
Yeah.
People just throw a bunch of. You're like,
Flashbangs.
why?
Your screen is like all white all the
It's
time.
bright. Your ears are ringing in your headphones. You're like, what is?
Oh yeah, good old times. But
Good time. I like them all. That was my favorite. That was my favorite.
But I think for Counter-Strike, I think when I saw it on Steam, it was like at least top 5, like most.
Oh
played
yeah,
game,
it's
right now like.
the free to play games. I think it's number 2 or 1 actually.
Yeah, it is pretty big.
I'll check that out while you keep the quiz going. Don't stop.
Yes,
Okay, you're
sir.
doing great.
Next question. The character has bad performance, but the appearance is totally your type. Considering the balance of your party, you cannot put them in your party, or you have to put your favorite character in the party no matter the cost.
Yeah, the second one. I will put my favorite character into the team, into the party.
Nice. Your current desktop is messy with tons of icons, but it does not affect your gameplay, or you hate chaotic things. Your desktop is neatly cleaned.
The second one. I always clean my
How
desktop.
many icons do you have? Is it less than? Yeah.
Maybe, I think less than 20.
Because
I
we
guess.
had a dev who had like 0 icons.
It's all on the taskbar.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
okay. Before getting into a game, you search the internet just in case you end up missing achievements, or you have never played a game for the achievements.
the second one. I won't play for the achievement.
How many achievements does Rocket Penguin have, or can you talk about it?
Currently we have around like
12?
12
Okay.
12 achievements.
Demos don't have achievements, right?
So
Yeah.
Demos do have achievements sometimes.
Oh, so it's up to the developer to include it in that?
wow.
Mm-hmm.
So right now Counter-Strike is number 2 on the list, but the person that's number 2 is Dune, and has 8 million players playing it right now. 8,827,987.
I'm one of them.
8 million concurrent users.
And there, so Siege 6 just came out, and they have 1,402,000.
Crazy number.
Or Siege X, whatever. Sorry, go back to your thing.
Last question. You, who happen to play lots of games, play a game you feel like playing at the moment from your collection, or you have a gaming schedule on when to beat a certain game.
The first one. I don't have a schedule.
But
so
it's usually
first one.
Counter-Strike? Okay.
Yeah, usually
What's
Counter-Strike.
another game that you were playing other than Counter-Strike?
Probably like
Overwatch?
Overwatch.
Really?
You know, like for every.
You do love
You like those team games, huh?
Yeah, team games.
Wait,
Like a
did
team
you
player.
try Concord when it came out?
Yeah,
Did you
I
like
know.
it or no? Okay.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. It's a different mod, a new style. I like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. You are a
Rest in
chatty
peace.
Concord.
bard.
What?
All right. Am I talking
Concord.
too much? So let's see what traits you have. You wonder how the developers came up with the name of that monster, curious about a lot of things that are not related to game itself. Hey, let's have a complete competition in who kills the most monsters. You gather friends to open game competitions. You talk way too much during voice chat. You don't care how much this skin or that costume is, you are buying it. You don't always get mad, but when you do, you have gone too far, my friend. While I'm having a blast playing everyone now and then, I just stop and think. Well, every now and then, I just stop and think. Wait, what am I even doing? You're very popular amongst people, but you also get hurt. You can have this sword. I don't need it anyways. Is there any one that sticks out the most, or that fits your gamer type the most?
Um,
I mean, it doesn't. This is like not a scientifically proven, right?
like last one, you can have this sword.
Okay,
I don't need
you just give
anyways.
it away. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just give it away.
If you don't need it, it's fine.
Like, I don't need this
Yeah.
sword.
Yeah.
I'll use my bare hands.
I'm a pro anyways. Thank
There you
you
go,
for
noob.
taking the gamer type quiz. So you do like party games, so you like
Okay.
to play with other people, he says.
I love party games.
Yeah, like party games. So team up with others, play together, spending time together. Yeah,
That's good.
like it.
Heck yeah, man.
Heck yes. Thank you for taking the gamer type quiz. That was fun. Yeah, all right. So, so we have the bulletin board, Waypoint. Are you guys ready to talk about the gaming news that happened?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that happened this week, you know, the Summer Game Fest, the Phoenix Fest, all
That guy
about these.
excited.
Yeah. So,
I don't
did
know
you
what the
watch
news
any of the
is.
Game Fest or Summer Game Fest stuff, Lynn? The showcases, the Summer Game
The,
Fest, the Xbox Game Showcase.
this. You mean the Steam
No,
Express?
the last weekend we had a Summer Game Fest, PC gaming, the
Oh, okay.
future
Yes.
one, and did you watch any of the showcases or no? Okay.
Not really because I'm been quite busy working my project
Okay.
recently. So, but I have wrap up the development. So now kind of like can
Okay, so you're
relax a
getting
bit.
back to it, and then you can probably watch a lot of it.
Yeah, getting back.
Good thing it's
Oh,
you can just go back and watch it later if you want.
Yeah.
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 We have something called YouTube.
I watched it on my TV, and the whole time I was like, "Where's the good indie games?"
Yeah, your indie game was there. Your schedule one.
I needed more. Well, no, at the beginning, yeah, but the rest of them was all like, "Look at this!" Blah, blah. I was like,
Well,
no, but there
that's-
was some cool games. What was the game that I saw in there? I think it was called. I actually wishlisted. It was called Maya's something. It looked really good. I'll have to look through my wish list. I just wishlisted it.
But we did have two indie games though. It was Schedule One and Repo.
Yeah, they talked about it, but I was talking about like during the actual showing of the stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Mina the Hollower. I really like that, and that was one they showed on there.
I think
You know?
I actually really liked, for Summer Game Fest especially, I liked the Fractured Blooms, the horror game type of thing. That looked really interesting. It was like an anime style, but then there was like very psychological horror type of genre. That was interesting. And like in the beginning, like, you know, I co-streamed Summer Game Fest in Korean. And it was my first time co-streaming or doing anything in Korean actually, but it's actually interesting, like, because in the beginning like most of the games were like very, very like dark and eerie, and like it's all about like not horror, but like, you know, it was just like very dark themed games. I was like, is this like the new?
I think it was
big
just
thing?
for that I don't. I think because cozy gaming's a big deal now. And there's a
Cozy
lot of
Gaming actually had their own showcase on Saturday.
yeah. So there's a lot of bright games. I think it's just that a lot of the developers coming out. I think it's sometimes it makes the graphics look better when it's really dark too.
Yeah.
You know what I
Makes
mean?
sense,
So
makes sense.
It's like this. Do you play games when it's dark? Like, when you have the lights turned off?
it
Or do
depends.
you play?
Uh,
See.
I do like playing scary games in the dark,
Okay.
but I don't know. I mean, because I'm streaming, so I got like 50 lights around me when I do it. So it's
all
always.
lights
But
out.
like if I do like a horror game back in the day, I used to turn the lights off and just do my camera, and then I also have a heart monitor, so it'd show people how bad my heart rate was. It's been a really long time though.
Do you play any horror games, Lynn, or?
Counter Strike.
uh,
I'm just kidding.
well, if you like zombie games, again,
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, zombie games are
Kind of, yeah.
They're kind
Yeah.
of horror games, but like not other than Counter Strike. Did you play any good like horror games that like just single player games? Resident Evil
No.
or
Not really, but I watch like streamers to play, but
yeah,
I won't play
I guess
myself.
because I mean these days people actually play for you, so then you don't have to go through all the
Yeah,
intense
the jump scare.
stuff.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it's actually fun to watch people get scared.
Exactly.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is why
Um,
George watches us when play, because George won't play
But
them.
speaking of scary
exactly.
games, though, I think the one that really excited me was Silent Hill, because I've
That's-
always loved Silent Hill.
Oh,
The Silent Hill F.
It was a weird take on it though, because it was kind of more Japanese, but I thought it looked pretty cool. I'm excited.
There's actually a similar game called the White Day. I don't know if I think I've mentioned this before. There's a Korean game called White Day. It kind
That's
of
scary.
reminded me as
White Day
reminded me-
scary.
Yeah.
Looking it up right now.
White Day.
You would not expect it to be scary, but it's scary in its own genre.
Yeah. Have you played it, Anthony, or watched it?
Yeah, I played all of them.
Of course he did.
This
This is Anthony.
It's a really good game, Like I think it came out a long time ago. Like the original one came out a long time ago, and then at the time it was like a big sensation. And it was
Labyrinth named School.
yes. So you
Still 30
Yeah,
bucks. So
because it takes place in the school.
yeah.
schools are scary, man.
So like in the beginning.
Yeah,
you go
that's the
back-
point.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially the Korean or Asian ones or the Korean ones, I would say. Like I like when I was young, I would like imagine like, what if I get stuck in school at like nighttime? Would I be able to survive? Like, so scary. Like I wouldn't be able to like.
No, let me out.
So that's that. I think that idea was brought into the game when they're developing it for White Day.
Oh no.
But yeah, I mean, I think also Resident Evil 9 was also one that was supposed.
I didn't
to be
see. I didn't catch that
surprising.
one. I must have missed it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was supposed to be surprising, but it wasn't too surprising.
Eh,
Was it more of like the Biohazard? Because I saw the Biohazard popping up a lot now.
Yeah,
Like it's kind of different. Because
yeah,
I
it was a
don't
little
know.
bit different. That
I love Resident Evil, but man, they just all over the place their games nowadays. It's like when I used to collect
Yeah.
comic books, and I'd walk in and be like, "I want this one hero," and then there's like 15 versions of that hero, and I was like, I just want one. I don't know what to do.
and it is, but it's Resident Evil. There's a huge fan base for them.
Oh yeah, dude.
It is what is it? It's the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil.
Wasn't it 30th
Oh,
anniversary?
Oh, 30th? I thought it was 25th. Oh no, it is 30th. 25th is Final Fantasy.
Now I feel
Sorry.
really old
Yeah.
because I remember playing that on PlayStation when it first came out.
Dude, I remember
Yeah.
playing Resident Evil 2 when I was a
So
teenager.
fun.
Yeah,
I
it was
loved
pretty
it, dude.
Did you play any Resident Evil games, Lynn, or you watched
No,
it?
I
Which one was
watched.
your favorite to watch?
Yeah, the 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which one?
I watched.
7.
I like the 7 one. The at the village. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, that one was a crazy one.
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah. I like it.
I think it was at 5. Was it 5 that they kind of revolutionized that whole control scheme of the third person, first person? Like, I think was that 5 with Leon, or was it 4?
I think it was 4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, I
Right?
think it's
Because I
4.
remember the footage showing, and they're talking about they were in the sewers.
I think it was 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys remember a horror game? Actually, I remember a horror game I really liked back in the day too. Kind of reminds me of Resident Evil, but it was where you just took pictures of monsters or ghosts, and they were trying to kill you. It was like a Japanese game. It
You
was
mean
like
Fatal
silent.
Frame?
Fatal Frame. Oh,
It's
I
still
love that
going.
game.
They're still ongoing. Still releasing new games.
Woof. Ooh, that was a good game.
It's still going.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe you.
The
I
last
just
one
haven't seen
scared the crap
anything.
out of me.
Wait,
You know, it's one game I never got through that really scared me though. Is Outlast Trials, or not Outlast Trials, just any of the Outlasts. I got 1 and 2.
George watched me play Outlast Trials the other time.
yeah.
You played the actual Trials or one of the other 2?
The Trials online.
How do you like Trials? Did you play with
Well,
other people?
Well, I played with one random person,
Okay.
and I don't know if he was friendly or not because I feel like he was trying to feed me to the monster.
He was trying to get you murdered. You're like,
Then
are
he
you my
saved-
friend?
Then he saved me, and then I died, and then he saved me again. I'm like, okay.
Have you ever played the other 2 though?
No, I haven't.
Well, the other 2 are scary as hell. Like just
Yeah,
because
I
you don't
think
have all
Outlast-
you have is a camera. There's no fighting, so you have to hide. And
Yeah, well, and
hope
Outlast
to God
Trials
you
is
don't
the
get
same
murdered.
thing. You have to hide also, and everything run away.
Dude, that's the scariest. Because you don't have a weapon to kill the monster.
I remember the second one. One of the bad guys chase you down and they mount you, and I'm like, oh my God, is this gonna be bad? Because I was streaming it, and they like lick your face and get up and leave, and I was like, what happened? Like, why did he lick me?
So
It
I
was
got a
so
question
weird.
for you, Lynn. Are horror games big in Taiwan, or is it a genre that is not like well received? What do you think?
Well, in Taiwan, I believe there's some like indie game team making some horror games. Like one of the most famous title is Devotions.
I know
Yeah, it's
that one.
basically like it's like a school thing. Yeah, it's a protagonist is a girl, so a high
It's like
school girl.
Phasmophobia, kind of.
Yeah. And it talks about some of the history and the culture stuff. Yeah, it was quite a scary game. Yeah, it's a horror game.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Are like Steam and console games popular in Taiwan as well? Is it like compared to like mobile games and stuff?
I think mobile game is
Okay.
more popular.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
By far, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same in Korea, like here in Korea as well, because like everyone has a phone, but not everyone has like PS5 or Xbox or like some people. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't even have a Steam account. So for example, if I ask my wife like, "What's your Steam account?" She would like, "What the heck is a Steam?"
I mean, you can look it up now. There's the mobile gaming still dominates more than 50% of the market, and that's combination of all of them together.
That's why we're going to handheld consoles now.
Yeah,
Trying to beat the
Well,
mobile marketing.
be honest with you, I love mobile gaming. The only thing I have against it is there's so many games that you just really get into, and then it just seems like they just pump them for money and then they'll drop them, especially if you like gotcha games.
That's the thing. Mobile games, gotcha games are the most popular mobile games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also-
and I love
And-
I love gotcha games. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, you're
Because
taking
they're
away
they're
the
addicting.
fun. Yeah.
I like my waifus. In Taiwan, is there a lot of Mobile Legends Bang Bang players?
I
Okay.
I don't think so.
Is it more?
Mobile brand.
I don't.
Is it more League of Legends people then?
Maybe I don't like. Maybe I don't know. I didn't follow like streamers, so I don't know about like what's going
You
on.
two
there,
laugh,
so-
but MLBB is like the #1 MOBA game.
Yeah, I know.
All
I
over
know
the
that for
world.
Sure. I think
Except
it's more
for-
popular in China and in America as well. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
It's China. Like, there's a lot of countries. You can actually get paid a lot to be a professional MLBB player.
Okay.
I'm working on it. No big deal. I'm mythic.
Because I mean, Korea, it's still League of Legends. I mean, obviously, it's League of Legends, and Valorant is getting bigger. I know that for sure.
I have a lot of Koreans that I end up playing with on MLBB actually, because it shows your flag where you're from.
I see.
Well, I mean, the Koreans,
Oh.
we like to play games. We don't sleep.
Yeah, Koreans are all about.
I know George
play-
doesn't sleep, but it's because he
play
wants
all-
to work out and then he
Yeah.
wants to get up and eat and then.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wish. I mean, the only time I actually get to play games is like when I'm commuting and stuff. So. But I think it's a little bit off topic, but like League of Legends, like especially in Korea, I mean, it's still big and stuff. But like I heard there are like not many newbies. Like a lot of young people can't play because they're like what now? Like I don't even know how many champions they have. They probably have like 200.
They have
champions
so
or
many.
something. And then every single time there's like a new update, nerf this, nerf that. So there's so many.
Speaking of nerf,
yeah, things.
See,
that you have to-
Oh, go ahead, do your thing. Who got nerfed?
I don't.
Liza P, new game, got nerfed. Is getting nerfed
Overture.
because a lot of players say it's too difficult.
Oh, the Peter Pan type game. The
Yeah,
Lies of P?
No,
because
They're nerfing. Like I was like, when you said that, I'm like, are they nerfing the character in the game? Like,
No,
what's
they're
happening?
nerfing the game difficulty because a lot of players say it's too hard. Also, it's a Korean game published developer too.
It's by NeoWiz.
I wonder how many games back in the day they would have done that with that were console games. Like, I don't know, Ninja Turtles, Battletoads. Where people were like, you know what? I don't need to beat it. We're cool. It's whatever. I made it far enough.
My favorite video will be of all time of watching. So the one of the developers for Final Fantasy 16, right? Who did the combat for Final Fantasy 16. He's also the original person who did Devil May Cry.
Ah.
Right? He's the creative director for Devil May Cry. So a lot of people had this boss fight where he fought the boss. Where a lot of people fought the boss, but it was so hard because it was like a really high level boss, and you were low level, like 20 levels difference. But he picked up the card playing it, and he beat the boss without getting hit once. He parried every
wow.
single attack.
So he was like a professional gamer before being an actual developer.
Yeah,
then.
people were cheering. They're like, "What? How do you? I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could block that attack."
So that's actually a good question for our dev. Is there a fine line between making it too hard and too easy, you think? When you're making your game, were you trying to make sure it wasn't too hard or too easy? Because if it's too easy, you're going to be bored, right? But if it's too hard, you're like,
I was aiming like to make a very, very difficult game. So, like at first, I was trying to make something like Flappy Bird. That is a very hard game, but it turned out that many players might play my game and maybe like 5 minutes they just drop out.
throw the controller across the room.
I'll just talk before.
Yeah. I don't think that's a good idea, so I have make a lot of balance. So I have adjusted the difficulties as well, so make it like much more easier now. So for me, at the moment, I wouldn't make a very difficult game.
So you made adjustments in the difficulty, and that's what
I
I
made a
played
lot
and
of
said, "Oh my
adjustments.
gosh, this is so difficult." So like, how was it like in the beginning? Like, was it impossible to beat or something?
When I just released the demo, I didn't actually adjust the difficulty, so that's fine. So like, I have keep just adjusting the difficulties like the last couple of months. So yeah, when I just released the demo, it was the most difficult time.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah.
So a lot of people threw their controllers in.
Yeah, but if you finish that demo when it was so difficult, that was a big achievement.
Yeah, and also if it's like I mean, can you select the difficulty? Because I didn't see the difficulty selection.
There's like a thing where it asks if you need help at the beginning. Like, do you need help or do you want to try like without help? And then if you fell enough times, it asks if you want angel wings.
I have I have a so-called like flight aid mode, when you are piloting the rockets, you will probably uh, prevent it will restrict the angles, like prevent you from crashes. And other than that, I have another thing called angel mode. Like in the story modes in different stages, if you like fail the game like 2 or 3 times more, the angel mode will be turned on, and which will help you like progress the game much more easier, like speeding you up or like make you invisible, something like that. Makes the game
I'm
much
not
easier.
gonna lie. The angel wing popped up for me once, and I said no. Like no, I'm gonna do it. Like I got more mad. I was like, no.
I mean, because like if the game is very difficult, I mean, if there's like a hell mode or something, then people will be like, okay, I'm gonna beat this game like no matter what, and they're gonna be like speed runs or some fun stuff.
So that I think my target audience is for those players like who like to challenge the game, they'll challenge themselves. It's not for like casual players.
not
I'm not gonna say I'm guilty of always pumping the difficulty up way too high, and my friends get pissed at me. They're like, "Bro, let's go back to medium," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry," because we'll all like fail, and I'm like, "Oh, my bad, guys. Like we can do it." Never
There was
once.
a time back then there was no such thing as difficulty for some games.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mhm.
You just jump in. You just said start game. That's it.
Yeah, and then I think it feels like back in the day, like especially like in the '90s and like early 2000s, it was just like if the game is very difficult, you still like you grind. You don't. There's no like adjusted difficulty. You just like keep going until you actually beat it, which will.
There was always
Yeah.
a lot of games had the easy, medium, hard. But like I said, like if you look it up, like the original Nintendo's Ninja Turtles was like one of the games people pissed about because it was really hard at one point. And so
It
was
was.
Battletoads on Super Nintendo. People were like, screw this game.
Yeah.
But they fell in love with it. But they're just like at a point they're like, I don't need to know the ending. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what game gave me a hard time on Nintendo when it first came out because the way the graphics was frick, what was it called? It was like the beginning of Metal Gear. It was like the very first Metal Gear Solid, but it was like a downward view. It was so hard because you just got seen once and it was like all over.
Downward
like-
view.
That made me so sad inside.
What's the most difficult game that you played, Lin, of all time?
Most difficult game. I think there's a game called Salads. I forgot the name. There's a game. The team from Tower 4 making an indie game.
Celeste.
Celeste?
Celeste. Yes.
Celeste.
Celeste.
Yeah. Celeste. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
quite a
Celeste is
difficult game.
difficult.
That is a difficult game.
Very
recently.
difficult game.
Yeah.
That and Dead Cell was pretty difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mhm.
So I think we can just kind of naturally jump in. Wait, do you guys want to talk about the Xbox, the handheld? I think they released their first handheld.
Oh, Xbox has a handheld? I want to hear about this.
Yes, Anthony, please go ahead. Share the news.
Xbox has a handheld.
Yay!
Hey!
Yay!
It's actually-
We really need
actually
to start having something on the screen showing what we're talking about.
Yeah, I can pull out the image of it.
But yeah, it was announced on Sunday during the Xbox showcase.
Yep.
That was their right in the beginning. Actually, they announced that. People had they heard rumors of a new system, but they were not expecting a handheld, like an actual handheld. From what I saw, the screen is about the same size as the Steam Deck dimension.
Looks like it.
Oh, there we go. Good job.
Yeah. There's
You know
no
what's
pricing.
you know what's weird about this though? Is that ROG? Is ROG the one
yeah,
making it?
RG partnership, but the biggest surprise was
That's a huge surprise because they're like a
no.
big Steam competitor.
The biggest surprise is Silksong was also announced
I
during the
know.
handheld.
Yes, yes, I
For the
know.
handheld?
Yes. I
Silksong
saw
is
that.
playable on the handheld on day one on the day of the game is launched.
Yes.
And the
When's this
handheld
come out?
this
I know.
2025 holiday.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can
but
afford
which
it.
holiday? Please give me clues. Which
No, this
holiday?
holiday. Something this
We know
holiday.
what George is gonna be doing on the train on the way to work.
But they did show other games you could play, like such as Power World, Expedition, stuff like that.
Go back to Silk Song.
But yeah,
No, I'm just
Silksong,
kidding.
they actually showed a little gameplay of Silksong on the handheld.
Yes, they did.
I
remember that.
I like Republic of Gamers stuff. I do. I like ROG stuff.
But the pricing, no one knows the pricing yet. They said pricing comes in later. But there's two versions. There's a black version, which is 1 terabyte SSD card. The
Okay.
white one is 512 gigabyte.
You got any? Do you have any guess on what you think they would cost?
Probably the same cost as the Steam Deck when it first came out, around the same price,
How much
You
is
think
that?
which
so?
is probably gonna be 500 to 600.
Have you
Dang.
seen how much the ROG handhelds are now than our Xbox?
No,
I think that they're actually more expensive than the Steam Decks.
they probably are, yeah.
They,
But
yeah,
the
no,
card,
I looked them up because I really like ROG, but I was like, oof. But we'll see. The surprising thing about that is though is like you can play you can literally have a tablet or your phone or almost anything and play Xbox Game Pass games with a controller anyways.
yeah. Also, with the handheld, the mobile thing, they said that it's play anywhere. So if it's a game that you purchase on console and it's playable on the handheld as well.
Okay. All right,
So
Xbox.
there's over 1,000 games you could pick, basically.
So that's it's so like we were talking about earlier. So now you got Nintendo Switch 2 came out with their thing. Xbox, Valve.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 launched their game, and now Xbox announced their thing.
And isn't PlayStation coming out with something handheld too? Or
Yes,
did
they are
already?
also. Everyone's going to
Yeah, so
handheld.
it's all. And you ever notice too? All the handhelds are dockable. Like that's like a
Yes.
big thing. Like if you can't dock it, so like I feel like the future is literally going to be just dockable handhelds.
But the PlayStation one and the Xbox will not be dockable, I feel like. Because why? If it's doing the same system where it's play anywhere, if you don't want to play on the handheld, you just play on your system.
Yeah, so
But I feel like, but that also could be
That-
bad because then people are paying for two systems.
that's exactly what they want.
They are paying for two systems,
Yeah,
but
that's exactly what they
about
want.
it,
They're like, you go buy Xbox
but
and
you
Xbox
could
and
also have two people playing at the same time then.
Yeah, that is actually true.
But I will say this
Local
though,
local co-op LAN party.
yeah, that's true. But that's also how Nintendo could beat them out. They're like, well, you can dock and play ours.
Well, Nintendo is trying to beat them up with their little thing within the Switch 2 going on right now.
Because if you like you can dock your Steam Deck, you can dock
Yeah, but
your
a lot of
the
people
ROG
don't like
game holder.
a lot of people doesn't like to dock their Steam Deck because they
Why?
thinking what's the point of docking a Steam Deck when you could just play it on the PC?
Yeah, that is
Well,
true.
no, I know people who literally just use that as their PC.
Yeah, that too. Some people use it as the PC, but some people don't want to use it. That's the same thing.
I think, yeah, it feels like, you can't like, satisfy all the audiences. And so there's some
I mean-
people that like it, and some people that don't.
Well, the thing is, the only system that actually makes sense for docking is the Nintendo Switch because the Nintendo Switch doesn't really have like a what Xbox and PC has. So they need a docking system so people can play on the monitor and the screen.
I honestly, I would like all of them to. I just would love to just be able to dock it if I like and play it on my TV at home, not on my computer, right? So like, if you could just drop it into a dock and then you don't have to move your console around, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends.
Speaking of which, Switch 2 sold for 3 million on launch day.
Is that a lot?
3 million Switch 2 was sold on launch day, the first 24 hours.
Yeah, but is that a big number?
That's
That's bigger than the Switch 1
Okay.
numbers
I
and the
think
Wii U.
I think Nintendo always constantly does better than the other consoles when it comes to selling.
Yeah, because they come out like every like 10 years or something.
Well,
I
that
mean,
and also they had 28 games on launch as well that was playable.
That's great.
So
Is Rocket Penguin playable on Steam Deck?
Partially, because the controllers support, like you can play you can play a game with the controller in the game, but not for the UI. So, but in the future, yes, I will make it
Okay. So
fully
are you
support.
also planning on porting
Yeah.
into different consoles or platforms?
I will see. I will see how it
Okay.
goes on the Steam when when it's on the store when the full version is out. So if it goes well, then I will probably port it to
Yeah.
Switch or even
I think
yes,
it'd be a
yeah,
good game to play on a Switch. I think.
yeah.
And also
I think
mobile would also be
yeah,
nice too if it's a possibility.
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
originally
Oh,
the mobile game. Yeah. So, but I found the controls might not be
okay.
so intuitive. So I changed it like to make it
I
a
see.
Steam game. Try to see how it goes, and it turns out pretty
Makes
well.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
it does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think especially for a lot of indie devs, it's like first take would be to go on Steam first and see how it turns out, and then they'll decide on like if they want to do like porting or if they want to do like a sequel or I don't know, like if they want to do it like different projects. So I think it's a
I mean, I think it is easier because then they don't have to go through the whole process of trying to get a development kit.
yeah,
Because you remember how we talked to some people in the previous interviews? They said they have to go to the application to get the
yeah,
development kit from PlayStation,
yeah.
so they can make the game.
And also, that's a lot of resources taken away from your development. You just porting itself is going to take a long time too. It's not just like you just Control C, Control V the codes and like it works or something like that. It's just will take away some time. So that's another one that, especially as a solo dev yourself, has to like consider obviously
Yeah.
because like if you have like big team, obviously that some people can just work on importing, some people can work on fixing updates and stuff like that. But as a solo dev, obviously it's a big decision.
It is.
To take. So that's good.
so
That's,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
What's up?
No, I was gonna say, so according to what I'm looking at right now, the Switch 2 is the highest selling console of all time. And
Of
it's
all,
followed by PlayStation 2. So it beat PlayStation 2. They sold 160 million units. And Nintendo Switch was 3 at 152 million.
the generational gaming.
And also it feels like like back in the day, console wasn't something that everyone had in their house, but now it feels
What?
like it's just very like more
Yeah.
normal to have it in your house. Like for example, I mean, like back in the day, I would have like there were like maybe like one or two people who in like my classroom who had like a console, like especially PlayStation.
You go to their house.
Yeah, you have to go to their house. Like you have to get yourself self-invited or something. I don't know. You just have to.
And
Well,
then
you
and
remember
play
back.
Street Fighter 2 against everybody.
Yeah, right. I remember those days.
Yeah.
Did you buy?
We used to have massive Super Nintendo like Mario Kart parties, man. And that was back when remember when which one was it? Was it the one the one that they finally came out with? Oh, N64 with the 4 controllers. We'd have huge parties.
Yeah, that's
Of just
good.
going to town.
The good old days.
The good old days.
Did you buy Nintendo Switch 2, Lin, or no?
Tell them no, then.
Yeah.
me? No,
Are you,
not yet. I wanted to buy,
you're
but not
planning
yet.
on buying it then? Okay.
Yeah, I'm planning to buy it.
Awesome.
I'm waiting until it's cheap and
Yeah.
now bugs.
That's not
I
gonna
don't.
happen.
Cheap.
Yeah. I'm going to get mine off the back of a truck somewhere. I'll wait for the
Yeah.
I
TikTok
don't
shop.
know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be guarded by Nintendo ninjas.
Yeah.
I'll wait till the TikTok shop sells it.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh, well, that's only $20. That should work out.
Yeah.
No, but no, for real.
For $20, you get like half a controller or something.
It's half more than you had before.
You get the box.
Yeah, you get the box for $20. I think we're ready to go on to the companion waypoint. We've talked a lot about. Yeah, so in one sentence, or to summarize the game news, Xbox came out with their own handheld.
That's pretty cool. I'm just glad they're throwing their hand in the pot.
Yeah, that's good. So
why not?
Hot pot.
Yes. Before we actually start talking more about Rocket
Really,
Penguin, let's watch the trailer with sound. Ready?
We all need hot pot.
It's rocket time. Sorry. Wait a minute.
Oh.
Man, he's getting it. It looks like when that one penguin said "oof, that's rough," I felt like I wrote that line. Oof. Oh, that's dope looking.
You know, you would never.
That's a
expect
game in
penguin.
itself, right there.
No, I loved it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna say that one. Hi.
I'm just having this penguin moment right now in my head.
Yeah.
Because you think about this penguin, and it's not a penguin no more. It wants to be something else.
Yeah.
A different kind of penguin.
It's a flightless bird that straps rockets to his back and goes up. I guess my first question I was going to say to you that popped in my head is the multiplayer going to be online or is it going to be couch?
It's going to be couch. It's going to, and you can also use the together on the Steam. So
you can play you can play together on Steam.
Yeah,
you
remote
use
together.
the
Remote play.
Oh. Okay, that's
and I just used the battle mode recently. Like yesterday.
I was wondering because like I feel like this is the kind of game that I would get for my friends just to race them.
Yeah.
And have fun.
Remote play.
I thought remote play. Don't they gotta be in the same place as you?
No. So remote play, you just need to make sure you have a stable connection, and basically you're hosting the computer, which means they'll come to you, like they coming to you, like coming over.
Check.
Mm-hmm.
And they just connect on their end. It's fun. It's a smart system for local co-op.
Can I come over to you, Anthony?
You could come over.
Penguin? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Make sure to send pictures of stuff. I just need to know what we're,
It's 2025. Yeah, we have these technologies that allows you to play.
We've got all these technologies.
Yeah. So you said you're a solo dev. Did you how did you come up with the idea of penguin? Like, do you like penguins? Is that why you chose penguin as a main character, or was it how did this idea all start?
Okay. Yeah, I like penguins. Penguins.
He's like, yeah.
I
have a penguin. It's back there.
Yeah. So the protagonist is he's called Pio, and Pio wanted to fly, and he's always envies that other birds can fly. So that's where I think if a bird that cannot fly and can actually use the rocket to fly, that would be interesting concept. So That's why I'm making a rocket penguin.
Ah.
Yeah, that's like dream.
So that's like fulfilling their
Yeah.
dreams. So you said
Fulfilling the
you've done everything except for the music part. So you designed the
Yeah.
penguin, all the maps and all everything, pixel art.
Yeah, I at first I was trying to make it like a 3D games, but I found that's going to probably going to spend a lot of time. So I just make it like a 2D pixel art game, which is more easier for me. So since I am solo dev, so I won't spend too much time on the assets. Yeah, so I chose it to be a pixel art style.
I feel like that penguin was super cute as a pixel
Yes.
character.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's so cute. You know? And I know Anthony would like to know if you're planning on making a plush or anything physical for the game, or
What?
uh,
Oh, my penguins.
basically,
Anthony
Yes.
has a penguin collection in his room,
I have a penguin collection.
like
game merch.
pixel penguins.
Yeah. Penguin merches, penguin plushies,
I've-
penguin
I've-
keys.
I'm just saying that penguin's going to be a hot commodity, man. You know, you might want to get on the merch thing. Who doesn't like a penguin strapped to a rocket?
Imagine that you have a T-shirt saying that with a penguin strapped to a rocket.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like a penguin strapped to a rocket? It was like,
Or you could say like, I believe I can fly with the penguin, like having the rocket.
oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I want.
He has to have a rocket, and then it's kind of coming up into your face, and then he's got the shades on with like one eye out, like this, like, you know, like he's cool as hell. Like, look at me.
Like,
So, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ant. No, go. You're George. You go.
Yeah,
you go.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go.
Go ahead.
oh my gosh.
Zach has questions.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Everybody's got questions, right? I did when I was playing the game. It felt kind of like it could have been a mobile game. Was that ever a thought in your head when you're making this game?
Yes. Originally, it was planned to be a mobile game, but I think there is the screen for the mobile is maybe is bit too narrow for the Rocket Penguin game because you need a very wide visibility to fly, to control, or even to like react to the enemies or just to prevent from any obstacles coming. And so if you're going to do that way, I'm going to like adjust the FOV of the camera, like to be to make the character very small so that there's much more space, like to give you a more reaction time. But if that's the way, the overall character's design or the enemies, obstacles, the gallop objects will seem to be too small. So that's why I think it's probably better to play the game on a bigger screen. So that's why I ported the game to make it again on Steam first. So maybe if in the future, if I'm going to make a mobile games, probably I will make it more like simple gameplays. Yeah, like even simpler controls. At the moment, we have a versus battle mode, but I don't think a versus battle mode is going to work well on the mobile. So yeah, so I'll probably make a very, very simple version on the mobile. Yeah.
I mean, that's a smart move. I think
Yeah,
it works well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you're trying to tighten like all these UI graphics and all that like into a small screen of mobile devices, that it would have
just
been
too
a
small
lot
for
more
me.
difficult, or people might not
Yeah.
have had fun, I guess.
I think it would work well on a larger handheld though, like the Steam Deck, like we were talking earlier.
Yeah, Steam Tech or what
Just
was
like
the name of
a-
it? The Rogue Ally?
Rogue Ally.
Rogue Ally.
Yeah. Republic of Gamers.
Yeah,
Where are Where is that company's out of? I can't remember. Whatever.
no idea. But how long did it take to like come out with the demo? Like how was the process?
Well, actually, I started this project like
Oh.
5 years ago. So it's been 5 years. But yeah, I demo on March this year. Yeah, and I became keeping doing a lot of tweaks or adjustments and updates to the game. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So are you?
yeah, I as a solo dev
So have
going to spend a lot of time.
okay. So have you been like a full-time indie game developer or have you like worked in a different project? Is this your first project?
But yeah, this is my first commercial project. Like I work as a full indie game developer like since last year. Yeah, before that I was a game engineer. So that's where I quit my job and chose to begin to focus on my project.
Okay, that's awesome.
Rogue. So ROG actually is from Taipei, Taiwan.
Yeah, ASUS. I
Yeah,
guess it's
ASUS, yeah.
ASUS. The
Yeah, Taiwan is also
They make
big
motherboards too.
Yeah, they're big in. What's the company name? The big company that makes the stuff.
NVIDIA? AMD? What big stuff? MSI?
the semi.
Is
ASUS.
Nvidia from Taiwan?
Hold on.
The CEO is Taiwan, but Nvidia is based in
Oh, okay.
United States.
Yeah, but so they're probably big on these stuff.
Santa Clara, California.
Yeah. Yeah, but
ROG is more of a Taiwan company. They have offices everywhere, but they use ASUS and the AMD graphic cards.
yeah.
We're also part
I
of them.
think I was talking about AMD, but anyways.
Sorry, we'll go back. I just wanted to. I saw Taiwan and I was like, "Hey, our guy's from Taiwan," so I just wanted to say something.
So you said you're participating in Steam Next Fest. How is that going so far? Like, have you had like you probably can see like how many people played your demo and how many people wish listed the game. Is it going pretty well or?
For the wish list, I think there is a delay, so probably I'm going to check it tonight, so it's more accurate. And for now, for yesterday, it's like some players, because I just released another new trailer for the battle on my Twitch and IG sites, and some people have seen. So I think there are some players coming to play the battle mode, just for the battle mode. Yeah, but for the Steam Next Fest, I think there is a delay for the status records. Yeah, so I will check. I will check it tonight.
Gotta get
And
it
it-
updated.
How did you come up with Retro 5 Games for your name?
I would say it's just for fun because like maybe making a retro like nostalgic feeling vibe. So like trying to I make a name. I think I was thinking of a name like retro plus something, and some image come in my mind like a five, like a palm. So just make it like a retro five. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
that's
high
super
five.
dope.
Not that much of reasons of making the name.
Oh, I love it. I'm finding myself loving more and more games that are made like retro. Another game that just came out that I really love playing, besides the one that George saw me play the other night, is called what was the name of it? Papistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo. It's pretty retro, but it's a lot of fun. Like it feels like you're playing like a big version of a Game Boy game.
That's published by PM Studios, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's a lot of fun. But that's one thing I really liked about your game was that retro feel to it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just feels good to play some retro games sometimes because it takes you back to just having fun while you're gaming, and it's not as serious. You know what I mean? Like I could see myself jamming out to your game for a while until I
Yeah.
throw my controller.
I think it feels like I mean, I think it's the couch co-op is going to be fun too. Like if you have someone to play together, especially, that's going to be a fun
Yeah.
one.
That soccer game looked dope.
Yeah.
I could see. I would be like, I'd get so mad, but it'd be so much fun because especially playing it and trying to control the rockets at the same time while doing other stuff. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like what's that game? Air hockey. Was it not air hockey? What's that other one? Foosball?
Yeah.
mhm.
It'd be like that.
Yeah. I was gonna say too. I was saying I could see your character hanging out with Dave the Diver. If Dave the Diver asked you for a crossover, be like, yeah, sure.
Dave the Diver with the diving. What is it?
Yeah.
Oxygen
He's in
suit?
every game anyways. He might as well be in the Penguin game too, or the other way around.
Oh, the penguin goes to David the Diver.
Yeah, and ask him for a certain kind of sushi, like he rockets in, lands.
Like,
Yeah.
was it like speedy delivery?
That would be a good idea. Dave the Diver delivery of sushi with Rocket Penguin.
Oh,
That's cool. That's a good one.
yeah. Go talk to Mint Rocket. I see what
Yeah,
I
go,
feel
you
like
go
I
talk
just-
to them, George.
I mean, I
I
can
was about to say, I
talk-
just feel like I'm throwing stuff out my brain now. You guys can have that one for free. I don't care.
Yeah, but that's gonna be fun. So is the game gonna come out this year, or are you planning to release it sometime?
Trying to coming out by the end of this year. I hope.
Okay.
I hope.
You hope. It's always that hope. I
Yeah.
think- yeah, because a lot of games, I mean, it's just it never goes as planned. It never does. There's always
It never
something
does.
coming out. There's something coming up always. For example, like Steam Next Fest is something that you probably put a lot of effort in. You probably have to do a lot of marketing as well because
Yeah.
your game is not going to be standing out amongst all the other 3,000 games unless you do some kind of activity on social media or any of the different platforms. So how's the marketing going? Like what's your take on marketing? Is it difficult? Obviously, as a
Okay. Yeah, it's like what you mentioned. Like before I even started my project, I didn't expect to like spend so much time on the marketing stuff, and from then on, I realized it's kind of difficult to like export your game to the public, and yeah, so I have tried like set up my Twitter, IG, and even Facebook sites, and just like to show the games. Oh, and also on Reddit, I think it's a pretty useful forum to like show your game to the public. And I didn't spend any budget on the like advertising stuff, so I think it's pretty hard, especially for a solo dev, to market their games. But you know what? I just like
Do your best.
for my own, and even it's not a popular game, well, it's fine. So at least I finished my own game project. Yeah, I think it's a pretty big achievement for me. Yeah.
it's a really good big achievement.
I mean, I honestly, when I played your demo, I was sad when it said this is the end of the demo, and I was like, no, because it was like it was getting serious, right? Like you got to go do this demos. I'm like, so I think you did a good job, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
Thanks.
I wish listed it on that I definitely want to grab it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably,
Even though the first time I played it, I was like, stupid rocket.
I will.
Don't blame the rocket.
I blame the rocket. 'Cause at first you always blame something else, right? You're like, stupid. They're like, wait a minute, maybe I'm just going too hard. So it takes a little bit of time, right?
Yeah.
At least it did for me. I finished the demo. Did you too?
I didn't. I didn't. I
Nah.
couldn't. I couldn't.
Look at you, Anthony.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
I
it's,
did.
it's a difficult game, so I know it's okay.
I was terrible at Flappy Bird. I knew I was not gonna go far.
Flappy Bird's a hard game, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that game was like torturing yourself.
I did not even get past the first couple of steps.
Did a Flappy Bird come out with like a new Flappy Bird game?
I think so.
That game did so well until that was like remember how fun and popular Angry Birds was?
Yeah.
That was like the simplest concept. You're just launching birds into towers with pigs in it.
Yeah.
And now you don't really see that too much anymore because the
Yeah.
mobile game market's gotten so,
That
what I mean?
too.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And I was gonna say that's a really good mentality to have to you, Lin, because releasing a game itself is a big achievement, and you never know if it's gonna get popular at some point, like
Yeah.
after like a couple of years or a couple months after the release. Like if some streamer or someone popular like starts enjoying your game, it might just blow up. So that's a really good mentality, and you've tried your best.
Yeah, thanks.
I think that, and it's you being a solo dev too, doing on your own, that's a huge How long did it take you? The whole game?
It's been 5
5 years.
So a lot of time. But since now I'm a full-time developer, I have more time to focus on it. Because before that, like I was a game engineer, so I can only work on my project like in the weekend. So I didn't have much time to work on the project. So yeah. So I would say maybe the real time spend time for it probably like I would say probably like 2.5 years around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing game engineering and coming and working on your game on the weekends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like
Wow, that's a lot of game.
Yeah.
You ever like, oh, games, sick of it? Just go
Yeah.
outside and stare at the window. It's like, oh, look at that's outside. It's nice.
Oh look, look, grass.
Grass.
Oh, you
Look
gotta
at the
touch that.
sun. That's nice. I wish I could touch it.
Do you like being a solo dev more, or do you like the experience when you were a game engineer? Which one do you like better?
That's a good question. I think because I like games, so I like to make games. So I believe myself. I want to work as an indie game developer.
Uh-huh.
But the problem is that this is my first commercial project, and I have to make sure like maybe going to make a second one that something is going to success, so that I have I have some budget to continue the game development. Yeah, so that's the reality. So
Yeah.
I have to face the reality, in the budget and the stuff. Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
I dream myself as a game developer. Yeah. So because I like games, I like to make games as well.
Yeah. So do you feel like if you did do really well on this game, do you think that you would bring maybe a couple more people in? Like,
That's for sure. If I like, if it's going to be successful, like maybe you start a team like with 2 or 3 people, like, and I work as a designer or programmer, because I feel that in order like to make the game appealing at the first glance, the art style is going to be very important. So we have much time to work on the asset. It's a critical issue. Like if you're making like back graphics, people might probably like just skip the trailer for the first like 1 or 2 seconds. So I think to grab their attentions, the art style is very important. It's very important. So I will team up with some other people like artists. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think that's a good strategy because these days it's just your game has to be like visually appealing in order for people to actually start doing some research on the game, go to your Steam page, stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
that's like the first step of marketing, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
in itself.
Yeah.
That's how Wukong was also a big success because of that. They had the Black Myth. They had a very good visual like games or gameplay video, and then like I think that one of the producers or directors of God of War caught on that and said, "Oh, this game looks amazing," and then people started to pay attention to the game, and then it got a lot of wish lists, and so
Speaking of
Yeah.
Wukong, it's coming to Xbox.
yeah. I mean,
They know the market.
Anthony's all about the. He's like,
No.
speaking of.
They know the market because they started on PlayStation, then they went to PC, and now they're going to Xbox. They're going that way.
yeah. Speaking of that, Stellar Blade is also coming to PC tomorrow or today.
Nice.
Yeah, and then instead of gonna come to Xbox,
Yeah, it's
gonna
gonna
go like
come
that
to
way.
Xbox. It's gonna be so like
They're all going that way.
yeah, if you, like a lot of the like so they will have like exclusive like PS5 exclusive or Steam exclusive, and then they'll be like, oh, our game looks fun, and then like they're moving to
PlayStation.
next.
I feel like
You always see
that's
PlayStation go
good
through
though.
like, yeah,
Because a lot of times there's some people. So when it comes to buying consoles, you have people who buy just PlayStation or just Xbox, or somebody's like, I'm going to buy all of them. But the thing is like if you are just like a straight, like, it's like if you're an Android user versus an Apple, like you're never going to switch from an Android to an Apple unless like there's a real good reason. So it's the same with an Xbox. Like if you want to diversify your player base, you just sometimes you got to reach out to bigger audiences. If I was a developer, I would hate to be just like on one platform. You know what I mean? That's why it would be hard for me to work for Nintendo. Like you can't release this to anybody else. I'm like, but I want to make more money and stuff. Like I like money. So I would say.
Yeah, then again, if this exclusivity happens, that means they're paying you for that license just to stay with us.
True.
So like it's like basically saying that even if we don't make too much money or you don't sell too much, you still pay for the average, I guess, rights for it. So you're still getting paid either way.
True.
I think.
Of course, then too, I think maybe some people just want their game to be like popular.
Yeah. It feels like these different companies are just taking different strategies. Feels like Nintendo is all about exclusivity. Can't even say it. They want to stay exclusive. Obviously, Nintendo wants to stay exclusive, and then PS5 and Xbox are like more open, and Steam is like has been open for the entire era of launch. So I think.
That's Steam.
I actually have another question about your game, really quick. So at the beginning of your game, like I had this weird stranger danger moment. Was that on purpose? When the penguin guy's like, "Come with me," I was like,
Oh, okay.
"Oh, this is safe." Is this Dr. Robotnik? What's happening right now?
Am I gonna get kidnapped to another?
If a penguin says "come with me," you're gonna follow the penguin.
Yeah.
But that penguin was a different penguin, and he had some bushy eyebrows, and we all know bad guys have bushy eyebrows. So I was like, I don't know.
Features. Yeah,
He turns out to be a nice guy in the demo. I don't know if the game changes anything, but I thought it was really funny. You had him come up and he's like, "Come with me. I'm not like a crazy person or anything." And I was like, that's what a crazy person would say. Like, "Nah, it's going to be fine." I'm like, that's exactly what I'd say. I'm not going to do anything nuts. You're like, I'm okay. I guess we'll go to there. Did you think about that?
the penguin's not a good guy. Yeah, as you imagine. So yeah,
I thought the bushy eyebrows.
Yeah.
He did it.
I really and when you came up with all the
song
characters,
is stuck in my head.
I was gonna say with all the coming up with all the characters and stuff, was that kind of fun for you, or did you take inspiration for anything from any of the your characters?
Well, like for Penguin the doctor, because he has like the eyebrow,
Mm-hmm.
and because this kind of the penguins, like it looks like very smart. So that's why I'm making a doctor, the Penguin. Yeah, so that's very.
Ah,
And
so there's
for
a
and
reason I got a Dr. Robotnik vibe from him.
yeah,
I was like, I know this guy.
and like in my the story mode, there are going to be some other like different, and I think it's going to be like maybe a selling point of the game because you can like meet different cute penguins or weird or even tiger penguins. So I think
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to give too much away. I just was like, that's the vibe I got. I was like, I don't know about this guy. But
Yeah.
I got kind of like from playing it, it kind of felt not like in a fast way, but also kind of like a little bit of a Sonic feel to the game too when I was playing it. I don't know. It was just a lot of fun. But I was like,
Okay.
So yeah, I think I mean it's very challenging game, but it's really fun and it gives you like a retro feeling of it as well, and you can
100%.
you play as a cute penguin. Like what else is there to?
I
That's the biggest selling point, I would say.
Yeah, you're talking about getting people to look at your game. I'll tell you, I take one look at that penguin, I'm like, sold.
Yeah.
What are
So
we? I haven't even played a game yet.
yeah, I think you've done a great job, and you're participating in Steam Next Fest. The demo is live, so yeah, whoever's listening to the podcast or watching this, go search Rocket Penguin. It's the easiest. It's like the best two combinations of words. Rocket
And I don't think
penguin.
there's I don't think there's any other game. Once you get to Rocket and Penguin it's gonna be like Rocket Penguin because
Yeah. So that's
I
a
believe you're
good
the only
strategy
Rocket
too.
Penguin.
So yeah, I think we're
That
kind
could
of
be
ready
it.
to. Yeah, I think we're kind of ready to wrap up the episode. But do you have anything you want to say to the people who wants to play the game or interested?
Okay. Uh, so I have just a VS versus battle mode, and it's a limited time event. So welcome. We welcome everyone to try it out to give it a try.
Okay.
So if you guys have any thoughts on the game, you can try it. And yeah,
Yeah.
So there's a battle mode out right now.
Yes, I think.
it's like a time limited event, so it's going to be open like for weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
So me and Anthony and George got to battle each other.
go for it. We're going. Yeah. So I think
You're
the audio
mine,
is a little
Anthony.
bit unclear, but the battle
Are you
mode's
sure
out.
about that?
Let's do it. I play battle mode against you too.
Yeah. I don't think I can beat anyone, but I'll just be the
No, it'd just be
spectator.
fun.
I'll be spectator.
Like once Anthony sends our Switch 2s to us, we can all play Mario Kart together too. That'd be fun.
Okay, that's gonna be like in the year of 2035
I,
or something.
I just like picking on Anthony because he's always got all the good
Yeah.
stuff. And he's just like, look, I got this new thing. I'm like, where's my new thing, Anthony? Where is it?
Nowhere. But yeah, so like
At
Somewhere.
Anthony's house. Hi, buddy.
yeah, so
Hey. Come here.
yeah, so
You're welcome to come in.
if you guys wanna play the battle mode,
That
I'll
sounds,
join.
that sounded scary, like the penguin. No, I'm scared. Do you have bushy eyebrows? No,
I don't have bushy
you're okay.
eyebrow.
All right, I think you're all right. I don't know.
Okay.
But yes, I think anybody who loves retro gaming and plays your game is gonna love it. The controller schemes, the controller scheme at first is a little like challenging, but once you start to get it, it's actually what makes the game super fun. So I know we're kind of wrapping up, but I one thing I was thinking when I was playing this was like, you're your own worst enemy in this game.
Yeah.
You're just like, son of a, you know what I mean? So I think I hopefully people pick it up and love it. I think it's fun. I can't wait to play more of it. So as soon as you get that released or release more demo stuff, it's up to you.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. So fly your penguins, everyone. Go play. Steam Next Fest is here.
Fly your penguins.
Yeah. Rocket Penguin, everyone. Go wishlist it and play it. Wishlist first and then play it so that it's helpful.
Or play it, then wishlist it, but just do both.
Yes, either way is fine, but just do
Even
both.
if you're not, even if you're just wishlist it, just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun.
Tell your grandma, tell your mom, everybody.
It's just a click of a button, so
Tie your penguin.
play your penguin and fly your penguins. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Lynn. for
Thank
coming.
you, Lynn.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that there was like a little bit of a glitch there, here and there, but it's fine.
Oh.
We loved having you. So when you have the full version release, we'll definitely invite you again. I don't know if you would like to come back again and
Sure.
it'd be fun to talk about it.
And maybe get in. How many people are in a battle mode? Can we get all 4 of us in there?
Only up to 2 people.
Oh, 2 people.
How many people? 2?
2.
2, yeah.
We could do like a, what is it called when you one
like a
person beats
tournament?
another person? Like
Yeah,
a tournament?
Pass the controller.
Yeah.
That's the controller. You lost. Give me the controller.
Get back in the line.
Give me that.
Yeah. So, play your penguin, and thank you everyone for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe and follow us, and just do everything.
We're getting
you
close
can.
to 200, boys.
Yes, let's do that. And I'll see you guys next week, hopefully. And bye.
Len, you gonna
everyone.
follow us?
Yes. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
I
Thanks for coming, Rocket Penguin.
Mr. Rocket Penguin.
I can't wait to make. I can't wait till you make merch. I'm wearing that penguin everywhere. I'm gonna wear that shirt.